Hey everybody, as many of you may know, a lot of cool trailers have come out since San Diego Comic Con has ended. And although this is a couple of days late, I just got down to seeing a lot of the cool trailers. Um, wasn't even looking for any of them, didn't even really think about Comic Con that much, admittedly, because uh, like a lot of people who might come across this, I used to really be in the Comic Con, and all my coverage was on G4. And honestly, I'm like E3. I always know when that's happening, but Comic Con, it's like I just wait for it. It's like I'll watch it when it's on TV, but they always do so many exclusive things that are there that you never get to see. It's always like I never look into it much, but it's gotten a lot cooler. So we have all our amazing trailers, and the first one I'm doing, as you can see, is Mad Max. Um, it was definitely a cool trailer. I enjoyed the start of it. That's mostly why I was talking over the beginning because it was kind of a slow build up. But what I really enjoyed about this trailer, one of the big things is the fact that the guy who's making this one is the guy who made the original trilogy, which admittedly I've never seen, but you always know when someone makes a great trilogy, it's great to have that person come back and recreate the franchise. And it's still Max, it's not any distant relative or anything. So it's Mad Max, it's just Mad Max redone. And I'm really excited for it. It looks cool. The special effects seem nice. The action actually made me think of like a crazy racing game, like if I don't know, almost like Crazy Taxi, just in the desert. Or it was almost like for anyone who might have played the video game Rage, it makes me think of that game where it's like you just out in the desert and you just have cars, you got people battling each other. There's a lot more going on, as you can see, people swinging from stuff, jumping from stuff. I love the scene. That was pretty cool. I'm excited for that little crazy electrical storm scene. But there's a part coming up where like these guys are basically just on giant wires and they just bend in to grab the girls. This part right here. That looks pretty cool because it's just insane. They're using all sorts of crazy tactics in these vehicles, and that's I know at least that based on Mad Max being so popular, that's something that I'm excited to see done with today's technology, and even with a lot of practical effects. I mean, some stuff they have to, of course, recreate or do in with CGI, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty amazing one. I'm definitely excited for it to come out, of course, 2015. But the movie definitely looks cool. I mean, I didn't even realize Charlize Theron was in it. That's her with the haircut and the sort of black paint over her eyes. So it kind of tells the story with her character. Like it seems like she's sort of helping these girls, and of course Max kind of just he gets captured and basically has all the stuff printed on him. But I don't know. It tells a bit of a story. Like she's being chased, she's holding the girls. He's just. I'm assuming he's their prisoner when the storyline kind of really comes into play, and then he helps save the girls. And I have to assume that's kind of how the story really comes about. But this could all be like in the opening of the film, honestly, because that's how it seems. Because Max is kind of not really in it when you look at it, and so it has me wondering how early on in the film this stuff is, and if that is just the beginning, then that's gonna be amazing. Cause like he's still tied up here, and I have to assume that's the guys going after the girl, and then they go into the storm, and all this crazy crap happens, and then of course some of the other scenes I'm guessing are from later in the film, but seems like that's really early on if he does get captured early on, and then that's where the story really takes off. So that does have me excited. Like if that's the opening to the movie, or even if it's like the first 45 minutes or first half of the movie, that's still pretty cool. And I'm sure there's a lot of detail going on with Max and stuff before he gets captured. But I'm definitely excited for it. Fury Road is cool. Mad Max Fury Road, it's a cool name. I'm definitely excited for it. 2015. I have to go see the other ones for sure, though. The next one I have coming up is probably, you guys can skip over this. I'll make sure I put annotations in if you're interested. But for fans of the originals, I'm a huge fan. I do reviews for this show. One of my favorite things about this opening, or about this trailer, I mean, is that the first person we hear and see really is Rebecca holding the baby, and I really enjoyed that because for anyone who is a big fan of the show, you guys know that for a certain amount of time she left. The actress, I can't think of her name, but she left the show for I can't remember what reason, but it wasn't like she was fired or anything bad. She just had to leave, but she came back for the season finale, and she took the baby, which gave me a lot of hope. Like, okay, she'll be in the series more, and that's really good. And that kind of reiterates the fact that she will be, and she's in there talking to the baby and stuff. So that was cool. And they recap season one, and then they basically pick up right where season one left off and talking about Haley kind of just going nuts and being mad about people trying to attack the baby, which makes perfect sense. Anyone would be, whether you're the hybrid or human, you're going to be mad someone tried to kill your child. So that makes sense. But I'm excited to see her kind of go all out in this season, because in season one she's pregnant the whole time until I think the last 4 or 5 episodes. So she's pretty much just pregnant. So I'm actually pretty excited to see her sort of go crazy and be able to defend herself without having to worry about what'll happen to the baby, because that was her big concern. Like, she was still powerful, but she had the baby in her, and it was like if she took too much damage, even if she could heal, who knew what would happen to the baby. So I'm excited to see her go crazy. Uh, all the other clips that I'm kind of missing at this point, definitely interesting. One of my favorite things is the fact that uh, Klaus is gonna kind of rebuild his old society, but at the same time, things aren't really gonna be going the way he wants them to. Like, there's gonna be a new vampire society, and Marcel's gonna build himself back up. And what we're gonna see later in the trailer is that Marcel's gonna be getting help. He's gonna have his little secret society, and everything's gonna be fine. He's gonna be allowed to do that by Elijah, and I'm excited to see how that plays out, because of course that's just yet another betrayal for Klaus to find out. So that'll lead to more crazy angriness and yelling and fighting, but it should be interesting. And the scene, and I'm gonna have to go back to it, of course, but this one right here with their mother coming back to life, and of course bringing back the other originals, that has me excited. I'm pretty curious to see them come back into the show. But them having both their mother and their father in the series is going to be really good for the show. I was really excited for that in the season finale when their mother came back to life, and we already knew their dad was alive. But like, he's coming back. I love his character. I think he's just insane. He's like a bad father mixed in with a super great hunter. And then we have their mother, who is in a different body, but Klaus knows it's her, and it's just going to be incredibly well done. And I cannot wait to see this show come back on. But I'm really excited for some of the new people. Like, we had a scene where they showed Davina, and I don't know, this random guy for some reason is after her. Who knows what the deal is with that guy? But then they have like the cool little scene that's like everybody's there, everybody's still in the city. Things are just gonna go from bad to worse again, I guess, because things went from bad to worse. But I'm really excited for this season, and I don't know. I mean, some of the stuff they're doing, like this scene right here, Marcel going after the people. He's concerned about being taken down just like Klaus is, so they do team up together, which I'm excited to see based off of the constant ups and downs of their relationship. I'm excited for that. And then they have to deal with the I can't think of the names of the werewolves, but the new ones that basically hid themselves as humans the whole time in the first season. I'm excited to see them try to make their move. So now we'll have like even more factions trying to rule the city. We have sort of the vampires Haley was with, and then we have the one guy who's kind of bad in there. We have the other the new werewolves coming in, the Guerrero werewolves, that's what they are. They're in there. Then we have Marcel with his new vampires, Elijah allowing him to keep those vampires, and I'm just excited for the whole show. So it was a great first season, and I'm definitely excited for season 2 to start up. It actually starts up, I didn't expect this, and I don't remember it being on Mondays in season 1. I think it was Thursdays, unless they moved it. But yeah, it actually comes out on my birthday, so that'll be pretty cool to see. Down to trailer 3, which I'm really excited for. The Walking Dead. I'm sure a lot of you probably already just skipped straight to this part, but I'm definitely excited for The Walking Dead. I read the comics. I'm not caught up, but I do have like the giant compendiums 1 and 2, so that's how I read mine, because it's a great way to save money. But the craziest thing about this that I was not expecting at all is that honestly most of the trailer is them outside of this camp. Like Terminus is just like, that's like a thing of the past almost already in this trailer, and they're working with these people to kind of bring things back to normal. So that really has me excited to see how long are they going to keep this facade going, because Rick and his group are going to tear off from Terminus because they're insane cannibal people. So how long is that going to last? I want to see that tension build up where it's like they know, like Rick's group, they know the Terminus people are crazy, cannibalistic, just insane people who try to get in as many people as they can, but they have to work with them, and then who knows, maybe someone will kind of fall for someone within Terminus. I kind of doubt it, because I feel like everyone's smart enough at this point to know I can't fall even remotely for anyone who's an insane cannibal that tried to kidnap me, or did kidnap me really, and all of my friends. So I'm excited for this season. There's a really quick shot in here where they introduce a character who's from the comics. They might have already skipped past it, or I might have already missed it. But I'm definitely excited to see the father Gabriel come in. I believe that's his name. That scene right there is really cool, because I'm excited to see Michonne just have like a double-sided blade. But just more insane violence, more talking, more trying to figure out what the heck are we going to do, and I'm definitely excited to see where things go. One of the things I did enjoy is the fact that everyone does meet up again. So with basically the second half of last season being all of the groups split up into a bunch of different little groups, I am really excited to see everybody come back together. It'll be cool, because it does feel like it's been forever. It was this entire second half of season 4. They were all split up into different groups, and now we'll get to see everyone back together again, and it'll kind of be like normal, except they'll be walking around and stuff. And then here's my favorite part coming up, which is we get to see Beth, and I was not expecting that. We get to see where she is. We see she's sort of in danger, but not really in danger. We have like just her, she's kind of helping people, sort of not, and we have like Commandant, Nightstick or whatever. But I'm of course just gonna replay this scene over and over again, because it's just the little snippet. It's kind of what, and I don't know about you guys, I'm making assumptions, but I feel like this is what everyone really wanted to know. Once Beth was gone, she was gone. It was like we didn't know what the heck happened. Daryl couldn't find her, and then he got into the group with sort of like the rebel guys, but that was really it. Beth was taken from the mortuary, and then she was just gone for the rest of the season. And I believe when that happened, we still had about 5 or 6 episodes. So that was like, 2.5 months of just what the heck happened to Beth. Zero information, not even a hint. So it's really amazing that they did put that in there for everybody. And it's like, here are the glimpses. Here's basically your answer. This is what happened to Beth. This is where she is. And it's weird. It's almost like she's in a different type of Terminus when you look at it. She's in scrubs, so that's weird. It's like they're forcing her to be a nurse / doctor, because who knows? Like, I'm sure nobody here has any real skills, but she's just in this hospital where she does have to deal with zombies. We get that one clip. She has, like I said, like the weird woman who's actually in a police uniform, which is one of the things, like Beth being in the scrubs and her being in the police outfit. It really brings attention to the fact that Beth isn't just like, it's not like she's just in Terminus like the other people. She's in like some weird sort of dictator type of location where they have rules, they have leaders, and these leaders kind of do things how they want to do things. So I'm really excited for that. It has me curious. They seem secure for the most part. It seems like, clearly they're in a hospital. That's what it looks like, at least. Not just because of the stretcher, but like all the scenes they show, it's kind of like they're in a really big secure building. It seems like an actual hospital, which of course she's also wearing scrubs, so that does help prove that point. But I'm definitely excited for this show to come out. The little elevator scene actually reminds me of the Walking Dead video game that Telltale Games did, so that was just a random thing that popped into my head when I first saw it. But I'm really excited for this because it looks crazy. Like, I don't know why they would need to lock her up. You'd think it would be normal, but nope. It's just crazy people doing crazy things, and then little quick flashes, and then Beth gets hit in the head with a nightstick. So we're just gonna have to wait, but I'm really excited. And so this right here is just a little thing that I saw online. It's well, Warner Brothers put out. It's their new logo for the Flash. So I thought I just had to play that, especially since I'm going to be finishing off this video with basically my thoughts on the Arrow season 3 trailer. So Arrow season 2, and this it's kind of a formula actually for like their WB trailers. I noticed with this one and the originals, it's a really big recap of everything that happened before, and they narration, and then they have the recap. This is what's happening here and there. So this was cool, and it was like, okay, well, I mean, me loving the show is like, all right, well, I've seen all this stuff, so I'm not incredibly excited, but I know we're gonna get to the new footage, so that's all I was really waiting for, like everybody else, I'm sure. But when they got to the Deathstroke stuff, I thought they were gonna kind of get into the new elements, because I thought they were gonna instantly go into the Suicide Squad, but unfortunately they don't. I'm sure we're gonna still get that. I'm sure Slade's gonna still be a big part of the show. He's gonna, or maybe not a big part of the show, but I feel like he's gonna have to be a part of the show at least in a couple episodes. But I'm excited for that. It is a cool recap, though. Admittedly, just like reliving all these really amazing moments in the series, and then just ending with Oliver and Slade talking. It's like, you helped me be a hero, and then right there is like season 3, and you just don't really know what to expect. We got the flashback with Oliver in China. They're talking about the actual corporation and what they're gonna do with Queen Consolidated, which seems really boring when I say it out loud like that. But I consider it a really great part of the show. Superman returns, so I thought that was hilarious when I saw him. That part seems interesting. Diggle actually arguing with Oliver, and why Oliver doesn't want Diggle out in out helping him outside and stuff like that. So has me really curious. Of course, Oliver and Felicity, what everyone's been waiting for. Like, it's just the fandom. That's what we want. And then him actually telling her that he wasn't on the island. I always love scenes like that in the previous 2 seasons where he tells people, like we see it in the flashbacks, whether he tells people or not. But I love when he actually tells people more information about what happened to him. So that got me excited. And then actually seeing him in the past, we get all these great little clips and stuff. We had Roy in there. God, I can't think of his name, but the guy who's the cop, like Laurel's father, he's like a lieutenant and stuff now. And we also see that he's safe, because that just popped into my head too, that he's actually that he kind of had a heart attack, but he seems fine. So that was really good too. And then this extra scene that we get where they do just like voiceovers of season 2. I think it was all season 2 where they were mentioning Ra's al Ghul. So them, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that, honestly. Them putting Ra's al Ghul in there is going to be really insane. We've had the League of Assassins, of course, time and time again in this series. So it's just logical that they would do that. But having him in here is just going to be absolutely amazing. We don't get to see who the actor is. We see he's got, his cool sword. We see, like, the cloak and stuff. And actually, his sword makes me think of the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda with the hilt looking the way it does. But, we get the cool voiceovers, which I love. And if you really know Ra's al Ghul, you might know him more from Batman, because I feel like that's what he's in more than anything. But he's a dangerous guy. And we've had the League of Assassins, like I said, and it just made perfect sense. We've had his daughter in there, one of his daughters at least, and I'm just excited for this show. I mean, season 2 was unbelievable. They put it in the trailer itself that it's going to be the epic 3rd season, and it just can't be denied. Like, no one could argue that it won't be, especially with them bringing in Ra's al Ghul. I mean, like I said, League of Assassins, Black Canary being tied in so well to the League of Assassins, having worked with them, and then being set free in the previous season. They're going to come back in. They're going to be going after, God, I can't think of his name, but Tommy's father, which is ironic. I can remember Tommy's name, even though he died in season 1. But his father, they're going to be going after him. They didn't really show anything about him and Speedy, because I can't think of her name either right now. But they didn't show anything about them really, which kind of sucks because I was very curious about that as well. What's gonna happen with them? Are they? What city are they in? Where are they gonna be hiding and stuff? But with Ra's al Ghul coming into this series, that kind of lets me know he's gonna definitely encounter Oliver at some point for sure. But it kind of gives us a clear indication about the fact that they aren't just gonna let Speedy and Tommy's father, Merlin, that's his name. They aren't just gonna let them kind of fall to the wayside just because they left. If anything, they're gonna be, especially Merlin, since he made more like cameo appearances in season 2. He's gonna be more of a regular in season 3 again. So that has me really excited with Ra's al Ghul being in there, because it's gonna be important to have this guy chase down the one he thought he already killed. And I'd love to learn why he thought he killed him. My biggest guess, and I think it's what everyone thinks, it has to be that he somehow used the Lazarus Pit. But I'm definitely excited for this season. All these trailers were definitely great. Of course, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought on each trailer. What shows are you most excited for? What movies are you guys most excited for coming out? And of course, just comment anything you guys have, any extra information you might even have. And thanks for watching.